it is time. It is time to look at the new Nintendo Switch games coming out this week. Obviously, as I say every week, this is not a comprehensive list of all the games, but these are the games that I think are worth keeping an eye on because they have a more than average possibility to be excellent or very fun games. So we are going to start, as usual, in chronological order. However, because we're starting in chronological order, we're actually starting with what I think is going to be this week's premiere release. And it's ruining my intro here, but we are going to start with the PLucky Squire. We've been waiting for this game for a long time. It is out right now. As I said, I will be streaming it the latest I'll be streaming this is on Friday. If I can find a little bit of a hole somewhere earlier in the week, I will. And this is a game I will definitely be reviewing as well. By the way, keep your eyes out. There's a good chance that we're going to be getting 2 reviews tomorrow. And I'm going to try and catch up on my late reviews. So most likely before the end of the week, I will try to have at least 2 more reviews out as well as another deals video. But let's jump into the trailer of the PLucky Squire. If you've not seen the game yet, we are going to take an amazing look at it. This game, by the way, is releasing on the 17th, which was today, and it is selling for $29.99. However, this is a Devolver Digital game. It is one of those rare indie games that can be worth that $29.99 price point.
Many great tales are founded upon a humble beginning. That is, if that humble beginning can be found. The peaceful land of Mojo is thrown into turmoil by a magical attack from the wicked sorcerer, Humgrump. This is a job for the hero of the land, Jot, the PLucky Squire. Jot has a knack for defeating wickedness with his trusty blade, and this battle against the horrid Humgrump should prove to be no exception. Foes will be felled as the fair folk of the land cheer Jot on. Except the folk of the land all have one question on their minds. When will this grand new adventure actually, begin? The land was abuzz, the anticipation electric. Jot could not let the people down, and luckily, it seems that he has found an answer to their question.
This was the fake out that they did, by the way.
Yes, Jot, that seems to be working. You always have a way with words. Keep it up. And there it is. Our great story has found its beginning.
So we have the PLucky Squire. So this looks like an amazing adventure game where you're actually playing your way through a storybook. One of the original things as well is you seem to be jumping from a 3D perspective to a 2D perspective, as you saw. You sometimes seem to be in like an overworld, which is the main part of the book. And then you see sort of jump into the background in certain pages. It looks pretty amazing. I'm going to start by getting it digital. If it is a game that I really go crazy on, I will double dip. I've said it, below $40 for games that I really want to make sure that I can play for years to come, it can be worth a double dip. And this game is below $40, meaning it is worth it. Like I said, the only reason I didn't double dip on Marvel vs. Capcom Collection is because it's $70 here in Canada, which is just like insanely too much for a double dip. Like, even if I have the money, to me, it's just like, I can't bring myself to wasting that much money on a double dip, if it makes any sense. Like, it's not the fact that I can't, it's just that I don't want to, by principle. Like, $70 is too much for me to, like, spend twice on the same game. So, this is definitely, in my opinion, going to be one of the top releases of the week. By the way, quick warning if anyone's watching the video after the stream, if any of the trailers do get muted, that is just because the songs or the music in the trailer do get copyrighted. So some of the trailers might be muted after the stream. You can always check out the link down below if you want to have the audio added back in. Quick sort of PSA announcement. Okay, next on our list, we move on to September 18th with another game coming out that does look very promising, which is Keylocker. Now, Keylocker, I don't know when I make it bigger why it does that, but okay. Keylocker it's called Keylocker, the turn-based cyberpunk action game. It is going to be selling for $19.99. And as I said, it'll be coming out on Wednesday, September 18th. So let's take a look at the trailer. I do think this one has a lot of potential behind it. And it really might be a game that could hit very hard as long as there's no technical snafus in the game. And like, I'm worried about this one getting copyrighted, by the way, which is why I wanted to give the PSA. I'm also going to try to talk a little bit over this one because that sometimes helps when the music is copyrighted. But it looks like an awesome... Like, I really like the art style because it does sell the cyberpunk vibe, even though it's pixel art. I do find that cyberpunk is sort of hard to represent in pixel art, but I do feel like this game gets it. And personally, I'm not a person that has problems with turn-based battles, so I am finding this, it looks interesting. Why? Because it seems to be based on positioning as well. So it's not just a flat turn-based battle thing. There seems to be positioning and mini games. The mini games look diverse, they look fun as well. So I do think this one looks really good. However, always keep in mind we haven't played these games yet. The trailer could look awesome. The game could have a ton of problems. I believe Alex over at Switch Corner does have this game and will most likely be reviewing it. So I know I will not have time to review this one this week. So if you are looking for a review, I would keep an eye on Switch Corner's channel. So Alex over at Switch Corner, check it out. I do think he's going to be reviewing this one. And Alex will let you know if there are technical issues, if the game makes sense or not. If you guys don't know who Alex is, he regularly pops in the streams and whatnot. He's someone that I've, known on YouTube for a few years now, and I respect his opinion a lot on it. Okay, so that is going to be Keylocker. As I said, 18th, $19.99. It is a little bit also on the expensive end for an indie game, so do keep that in mind as well. I want to make, that's why I'm mentioning, make sure that you wait for a review, make sure there's no issues with it before spending $20. It is expensive for a indie game. Okay, next, let's move on to another one of my sort of games that has me very excited for this week. And this one might be a game that I will review simply because I think it'll be a game that I would be able to finish pretty quickly. And it interests me enough that I really want to play it. And that game is called BZZZT. Okay, so BZZZT, which is like BZZT. Okay, I guess that's how we're supposed to say it. I'm not too sure. But this game is coming out on the 19th. So this is coming out on Thursday. It will be selling for $14.99. However, there is a pre-release discount on it right now, and you can pick it up for $11.99. So let's take a look at this trailer, and we will see what the game has to offer. So it looks like an awesome precision platformer. Personally, I really like the art style. If it can offer tight controls, the level designs look interesting. The accolades that they showed in this, however, are all publications that I am not familiar with, because they are showing a lot of accolades here at the end, like 9 out of 10s and 10s out of 10s here, like 10 out of 10 from Level, 10 out of 10 from Indian TV, 95% from Game Grin. Charles Cueva gives it a 9 out of 10. Gaming Edge and Games CZ, so I think that's Czech Republic, if I'm not mistaken. They're publications I'm not familiar with, so I really don't know if we can trust these accolades. But I do know I'm pretty sure we saw this game in a recent Nintendo showcase, and I'm wondering if it's not even the showcase we got at the end of August as part of the indie showcase. But I know when I saw this trailer, I knew I'd seen it before, and I knew it's a game that I wanted to try. So this is one that I actually might take the time to review, simply because it's right in one of the genres that I am generally very decent at. I'm not going to say good, because I know there's a lot of people that are even better than me, but it's generally a genre that I can finish the game pretty quickly. You know, while the other game looked like a turn-based RPG, meaning that probably we're looking at quite a few hours of investment. But BZZT has me very excited for the 19th. I think it looks promising, and I think we should keep an eye out. And that $15 price point feels better, because I feel like a lot of indie games lately have been going for higher price points. $15 does feel like in the acceptable range. It does depend on how long the game is, however. But $15 at least sets it into the premium indie range without being that top of the line indie range, which is where I think a game like this theoretically should be. Now next, we're going to be looking at another game that is coming out, this one on the 19th. Now the 19th as a date is packed. The 19th is going to be Friday, and this, I'm telling you, Friday is packed with games. Basically, I think every other game we're looking at today, oh no, but at least 4 games that we're looking at today are all coming out on the 19th. However, I'll just be honest, they aren't as stellar games as the other ones, but I do think that they are serious contenders if you're looking for a new game in the genre. Now, the first one that we're going to take a look at is I Got Isekai'd into a Shmup. By the way, if you don't know what Isekai'd means, Isekai'd is generally a term used in anime which refers to a character being pulled out of like the real world and into an alternate reality where they become sort of the main protagonist. A great example of that would be like Sword Art Online. Okay, Sword Art Online is like the perfect example of an isekai based anime, where the main character is sort of transported to a different world than his own, and that you know, to become like the main character of the adventure. Have you seen the Red Ranger Isekai? No, I didn't see that. I did not see that. But there is another good little information with this game. There is a free demo for this one, and I played through the demo twice, and it is a decent shmup. So just, if you don't know what a shmup is, it is a shoot 'em up. You'll see anyway in a few seconds in the trailer. So this one is releasing on the 19th. It is going to be selling for $12.99. However, there is a pre-launch discount currently, putting it down to $10.99. And as I said, the good news is there is a demo available, so you can get an idea if you are going to enjoy the gameplay or not. And I've got to say, it is not a revolutionary shmup, but I would say it is nonetheless a solid one. Sorry, I'm laughing at what Champ Dancer just said to try to trigger grovel. Once again, I'm worried about this one getting copyrighted for the song, but we'll deal with that in sort of post-production and whatnot. But as you can see here, it is very much an Japanese arcade style shoot 'em up, because there are different like subcategories in shoot 'em ups. This is an Japanese arcade style, which is defined generally like by a lot of bullet hell type mechanics, flashy colors, and sort of almost over the top feeling mechanics. And there is one thing, however, I do want to mention. When I played through the demo, there's a mechanic that I could not figure out how to get it to function, which is the shield mechanic. As you can see here, the ship is shielded, and there's supposed to be a mechanic that allows you to shield the ship temporarily. However, it says you need crystals. After 2 playthroughs of the whole demo, I did not manage to find 1 crystal. Now, that is possible that it is because it is something that has to be bought in between the stages. And since I'm playing the demo, it is most likely that that was not there. But if anyone does play the demo and does figure out how to activate the shield, let me know in the comments, because I could not figure it out in the demo after 2 full playthroughs of both levels of the demo. But I do think that it is possible that perhaps, because it does specify in the controls that you need a crystal to activate this, and I think that possibly this is something you're going to have to purchase in the full version of the game. There's also 4 separate ships that you can choose from. They have different firing patterns for their main weapon. It is ultimately, like I said, a decent shmup in the genre if you're looking for something for it. And with the price point of $12.99, it is not excessive in the genre either. It is not the best pricing possible, and I could point out some better games at a similar price, but it is still respectable if you've already played, I would say, the landmark games in the genre around that price point, and you're looking for something new to like sort of scratch that itch for a little while. But definitely give it a demo a try if you're into it, and I think it'll make up your mind if you want to or not. Press the shield button. Yeah, grovel. I didn't think about that one, you know. God, you just solved it. I'm messing. By the way, for anyone who's not used to it, me and Grovel, we always bust each other's balls. He tries to tell me that, the White Ranger is the best Power Ranger, when everyone knows that the Green Ranger is the best version of Tommy. And as Champ Dancer said, possibly even the Red Ranger was better than the White Ranger, which is a very strong possibility as well. I'm not willing to commit to that one, however. Okay, next for our games, we have Booom-Slang, which is also coming out on the 19th. The game is going to be $14.99 for this one. Now, this is one of those games. There's a few games this week where I am interested in the game, but I would say this is another one. Definitely wait till we get a review or we can see some decent gameplay, because it caught my eye, but it can go either way. Okay, so sometimes I have to let you know that there are some games that can go either way. This can either be really good, but it could also turn out to be a disappointment. Let me turn off closed captioning here, and let's get started. Now, yes, this is an Xbox trailer just because it came out on Xbox first.
You think you got what it takes to be a new star player, huh? Believe yourself to be a top dog, is that it? Don't get cocky, kid. This is Booom-Slang.
These are, by the way, actual cutscenes that are in the game, the FMV scenes.
The venom can strike when you least expect it. Use all your weapons. All your abilities and skills. Stack up those huts. Rack up that treasure. yourself heal. Bust open those switches.
Yeah, I'll talk about it, don't worry. Like I said, that's why I gave a warning before we got started.
Unleash your ultimate moves. But most importantly, keep yourself deadly.
Okay.
Booom-Slang.
It caught my eye because it was so overly ridiculous, the FMV, okay? So, but I'll be honest, what is worrying me is the gameplay. Because the gameplay is really hard to make out what exactly the game is all about. And that's why I definitely said for this one especially, there's another game that I would especially wait for a review on, which we'll get to in a few seconds. But for this one, do not pick it up until we figure out if the gameplay is good. Yeah, it looks like a multiplayer tower defense. And that's why I said that even though the gameplay doesn't look revolutionary, these games can be really fun sometimes with some really basic gaming concepts. And the sort of over-the-top FMVs and the little dog heads stuck on characters and stuff like that, like, I don't know. It just sort of hit me. Sometimes I get like this feeling about these weird games where I'm like, it could actually be good. Like, good in a bad way, if that makes any sense at all. Like, good in a bad way where if it actually has some compelling gameplay, the bad can actually become a good thing. But definitely wait for this one. I just had to roll this trailer because it was so ridiculously over the top for the FMV sections. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, now let's move on to our next game. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this one because till we actually figure out if it's a good game or not, it's not worth going any deeper than that. I don't even know what to say about the gameplay. All it does is look like a multiplayer, like competitive party game. Next, also coming out on the 19th, we have Loddlenaut, which seems to be an undersea adventure game. This one is also going to be selling for $19.99. By the way, if I forgot, Booom-Slang was $14.99. That is the other reason you really need to wait. It is not like a $5 game where you should take a chance on. At $15, wait to figure out if it's good. Loddlenaut is supposed to be $19.99, and I've heard about this game. I think it was out on Steam already, and it does seem to be a compelling and decent Switch game. So let's take a look at Loddlenaut.
UP-14 has been left polluted. Your mission as a Loddlenaut is to help restore the planet's luscious ecosystem. But before you depart, are you ready? Here's a summary of what you'll need. The bubble gun. This is your main trusty tool. The bubble gun allows you to zap away goop and collect trash. The scrap vac. Using its suction, the scrap vac is designed to suck in microplastics, which otherwise can't be collected. Later in your adventure, you'll have access to the puddle scrubber, a more relaxed and effective way to remove thick layers of goop from the ground.
Did the stream cut out for everyone there for a few seconds? Hold on.
You'll be able to craft more items and upgrade the.
Did the stream cut out for everyone there for a couple of seconds, or was it just Champ lost us for a couple of seconds? Can I get a, like, not me? Okay. Looks like it's you, Champ. Because if at least one other person didn't cut out, that means it most likely wasn't a stream.
Items you already
so let's
have.
Finish the trailer
Remember,
here.
Though, you need to survive this mission. Your oxygen levels will deplete whilst you're cleaning the planet, so be sure to use oxygen rings and bubbles to keep your oxygen levels up. Oh, and we can't forget the cutest creatures in the universe, the Loddles. As you restore the planet, you'll befriend and care for these gorgeous Loddles. You'll feed them, pet them, and love them. Are you ready? Your mission begins today.
So yeah, it was out on Steam before because even the trailer comes from Steam, but apparently this is a pretty fun, solid adventure, sort of like underwater adventure game. It is a very laid back game. It is a cozy game, as we would say, but apparently it really comes together nice. Yeah, it looks like a nice chill game. And honestly, I do like these games from time to time where you just lay back, you have an adventure. There's apparently a pretty addictive loop, and they sort of explained it here, where you need to clean the ocean. The more ocean you get, the more axolotls you collect, and basically it comes on. You get new devices that help you clean the ocean quicker. It looks like a good cozy game. If you're in the market for a fun, laid-back, cozy game, I definitely think this one is worth keeping on your radar for this week. And as I said, the good news is it came out on Steam before. It has some pretty okay, decent reviews. And on top of it, I don't think that, given its art style and the way it's made, I don't think we're going to have to worry about performance issues on the Switch. That always comes at a caveat, because sometimes I've been surprised by the dumbest looking games having, dumbest, I mean like low res looking games having actual performance problems on the Switch. It has happened before, so always take that with a grain of salt, but it doesn't look the genre that would normally have a potential to have that issue. So that is the 19th. As I said, it is $19.99. Next, we're going to take a look at a final game coming out on the 19th. This is not the final game. This is the final game for the 19th. We do have 2 games coming out on the 20th as well that we're going to look at, but this is Aura of Worlds. Now, once again, this one could go either way. I will talk about what I like and what I disliked about the gameplay for this one after we look at the trailer, so that we can get an idea of what the game looks like, and I'll give you examples of what I liked and didn't like. So, Aura of Worlds is coming out on the 19th. It is also going to be $14.99. So once again, it's nice to see on the lower end of the recent pricing for indie games. $14.99 can be a respectable price point if it offers some good gameplay. Okay, so we are looking at Aura of Worlds, which is describes itself right here on screen as a creative strategy roguelite platformer. Now, what did I like about the trailer? Pixel art looks interesting. Level designs, gameplay at the base looks interesting. When I say at the base, it's because I'll be talking about something in the gameplay that I disliked. But I mean, there seems to be a variety of different weapons to use. There seems to be a decent variety of enemies. If we're looking through the trailer, we've seen a huge variety of enemies just for a trailer. We've seen a huge variety of enemies and different strategies that can be used as well. However, I do find that when you look at the character movement, it looks very stiff. That's what I don't like, is that the character, when he jumps and moves, it looks very stiff to me, gameplay-wise. You know what I mean? Like, there seems to be like a few frames of animation missing to his movement, and it just makes the movement look stiff on the character. So that is maybe what I don't like as much about what I saw. And there's another last thing, is that the roguelike genre on the Switch right now, well, and I'm saying on the Switch, but on a lot of consoles, there are so many of them that I'm sort of hesitant to put this one as a must play. You know what I mean? Like, around the $15 price point, there are so many roguelikes that we know are A tier, that why would you play sort of a B tier roguelike? Like, I think this one has a potential, but I don't think it's going to become a top roguelike. It's going to be sort of one of those good mid-ranged ones. And I find that that's a category of roguelike right now to really be... It's really dangerous to be in that category because there are so many competitors out there. Exactly. It's no Dead Cells. It's no Hades. It's no... whatchamacallit, like, I'm trying to think of, it's no, oh my god, a Cult of the Lamb would have, you know, is roguelike game, like combat gameplay, and offers, I think, an even more original twist than this. Even, oh my god, what is the game I love that's $10? That I freaking love, where you're climbing a tower out of hell, that I've played a few times on stream already. Oh my god. I'm terrible with titles, by the way. For anyone who doesn't know, and that this is maybe the first video, I have a really bad memory for titles. I have a super visual memory, so I look at a game, I remember the game, but when it comes to saying the name, I sometimes freeze it up. But there's just a ton of other games that if you haven't played yet, I can see you, you know, it's not a platformer, though. No, you're right. It's isometric, but it remains like a roguelite. But you're right. You're right. This one, like I said, still seems like it has potential, though. So don't get me wrong. I'm not crapping on this game. It looks like it has potential. It's just... I'm a little hesitant on it because the genre is becoming so packed. Rising Hell. Thank you, Needless Dragon. You are amazing. Like, if you want a side-scrolling roguelite that has an amazing gameplay, amazing soundtrack, and a really fun gameplay thing, Rising Hell. And the craziest thing is that game, normal full price is $10. I bought a physical. I double dipped on that game. It was that good. But yeah, so that is like that is actually one of like my biggest hidden gems I find on the Nintendo Switch is Rising Hell. It is a super underrated game. Is it the best roguelite ever? No, but it is incredibly addictive, and for the price point, it is like almost impossible to beat it in my mind. Okay, but keep an eye out for Aura of Worlds coming out on the 19th. Now, I saw someone said Ginka is coming out on the 19th. That game did not catch my attention. The name, I think I looked at it. I just was like, meh. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, no. Let me just look. I'll scrub
For your
through
small
it.
business with a platform.
Give me a sec. I'll scrub through it. We're gonna watch through the ad really quick here. I set up the videos ahead of time now so we don't get ads. But I think the Champ Dancer was messing with me. Yeah, visual novels. No. I don't suggest visual novels because they are so hit and miss. Like, unless they're a visual novel coming from a known property or a known developer that, like, I've watched them in the past. It's a visual novel love story. Look, nothing against love stories. I just not going to say, and I get it. I know you're messing with me, Champ, by the way. But yeah, no, that is definitely why I skipped that one for this week. Not that I don't like the visual novels, it's just that they're extremely hit or miss, and, you know, Anime love story visual novels, generally not something that I will recommend without watching it first. Well, watching it, like playing through it first. And I don't think I'll have time to play through it. Now we come to the 20th. And this is going to be the biggest question mark game of this week. Like if you thought that the previous game Booom-Slang was a question mark, this one is going to be an even bigger question mark. Okay? It is the Karate Kid Street Rumble. Okay? This game is coming out on the 20th, which is Friday. Friday. Right? God dang it. We are the 17th, 18th is Wednesday, 19th is Thursday. Yeah, so Friday. Karate Kid is coming out on Friday. Now, I will explain to you before we watch the trailer so that you have context why this is a game that can be either a really good game or it could actually turn out to be a holy fireball of a shit show. Okay? The game is being published by Game Mill Entertainment. Now, if you know Game Mill Entertainment, they are behind some of the shittiest Switch games of the last year. However, they have already made good games. So I just want to keep that caveat there. Keep that in mind. But Kong Skull Island was Game Mill. And that's not all they've come out with, okay? If I tell you some other recent amazing games that they've come out with, hold on. Rise of Kong Skull Island. They came out with Cobra Kai, which is also in the Karate Kid saga. And see, this is where I'm saying be careful. Because, hold on, here. The first Karate Kid, or Cobra Kai Karate Kid saga game was actually pretty decent. It wasn't amazing, but it was an okay beat 'em up. Then they completely shit the bed on the second one. It is absolutely one of the worst games I've played on the Switch. However, you know, they've already also made Nickelodeon Kart Racers 2, which was an okay game. However, they also made Nickelodeon Kart Racers 1 and 3, which are freaking shit shows again. Then they made Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Wrath of the Mutants, which has to be one of the weakest Nintendo TMNT games on the Nintendo Switch. So this is what we're dealing with here, okay? And we are also dealing with the fact that this game is coming out at a $40 price point. It is $39.99. By the way, this is what Game Mill is known for. They sell high licensed games at a premium price. However, they can generally offer mid to low quality. However, this game does have a few indications that maybe Game Mill is tired of being laughed at and could maybe for the first time make a good game. Well, not the first time, but for like one of their exceptional decent games. Okay? Exactly, which is why I said this is the biggest question mark. Do not buy this game till we know if it's a good game or not. And I would even say, even if it turns out to be a good game, wait till it's on sale. $40 for this game, which is more than Shredder's Revenge. And you'll see it is a Shredder's Revenge type beat 'em up. Okay, they're aiming for that type of game. But enough talking. We will show the trailer, but I will show you also why possibly there are indications that this game could be not a total joke. But keep in mind that these guys released Kong, like Skull Island, which like if you guys haven't seen videos on that game, the game is so bad it is a joke. Like it was a meme on the internet to play that game. It was so bad. Okay. Okay. That is the first trailer. And this is why I'm saying the first trailer. And this is one of the indications. Now, pixel art wise, the game actually looks good. Calling it now better than Streets of Rage. Grovel. I don't know what to say. I'm trying to think of the words right now. But okay, pixel art, it looks good. Okay? Which is why, like I said, I'm so like on the fence about this one. But they also have started releasing separate trailers for the reveals of different characters. Now, I showed you the trailer with all the characters already revealed, but what they did for this one is they actually started by revealing gameplay for the game, and then they started releasing other trailers like revealing Kumiko, which if you guys don't know, I'm going to play it without the sound in the background, but Kumiko, if you don't know, is like basically she's the girl that is she the girl that goes out with Daniel in the second one, or is she Mr. Miyagi's old love, old flame? I have a blank. I think Kumiko is the young girl. No, I think Kumiko is the girl that goes out with Daniel's son in the second one. But one way is that they did a reveal trailer for Kumiko. They also did a separate reveal trailer for Mr. Miyagi. So they seem to be treating this game like an actual real game. If you understand what I mean. Like when I say real game is that they actually seem to be like, okay, we're launching this game. We have these secret characters. They're sort of doing the same thing that Shredder's Revenge did, where they showed the base game, then they showed us April, then they show us Casey Jones, trying to get us excited. So there is a potential that this game could actually be good. But please, oh God, please wait till some reviews come out. Wait till maybe I play it. Because this is one of the games that I'm looking at purchasing. It's just $40 for a coin flip. Feels like a shit crap ton of money. And I know I'm talking about money a lot, but it's because we're in a gaming season right now where every week there are major games coming out. You understand? This is not like February where no other where I'm gonna buy 2 games all month. Like each and every week, I have to buy a game or 2. So I have to be extremely selective of the games that I put my time and the channel money to. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, Game Mill is not offering review codes at the moment, which is not a good sign sometimes, because generally, if they are solid with their game, they do offer review codes. So that is a slight flag, but it's also possible that I just didn't come across whoever they're dealing with for the review codes. But we have Karate Kid Street Rumble coming out on the 20th. However, at a huge sales price point of $39.99. So warnings have been given. Be careful with this game. the publisher has a history of releasing broken and games that sometimes suck. I'm going to check again, though, Frenchie Mom, because sometimes they can just be late on them. I'm taking a look right now just to see if they've popped up on any of the like normal sites that you get this kind of thing for. Let me see here. Karate. Street Rumble. Okay, so apparently it is possible that this site is gonna be getting quests for them, codes for them, but as of now, at least the one I looked at is not like they're not gonna have some available right now. Okay, but I'm gonna check a little deeper before I say that. By the way, I forgot to say, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. If you haven't hit the like button yet on the stream, please hit it. It helps out a ton. Helps the stream out to more people, and make sure the podcast keeps going from week to week. Last game for this week is going to be They Came From the Sky 2. Once again, another maybe game. We're not going to talk about this one as long as the previous one. They Came From the Sky 1 was a little bit too simple, but this game does seem to have brought the concept a little deeper and might have done enough this time to offer a fun game, especially at the fact that it's only at a $9.99 price point. So this game is releasing on the 20th. It will be only $9.99. It is an arcade-style game. Let's take a look. And there we have They Came From the Sky 2. So, as I said, it's an arcade-style game. I just really find that the concept, it can be really fun, and it's one of those games where it might be fun from time to time to like waste 30 minutes on. You know what I mean? Like, you know, those fun little arcade games that are simple, yet at the same time offer just some dumb fun for a half an hour, where you get to destroy humankind, abduct people, and basically shoot your way. Now, if you can see the game, there are more mechanics than it seems like. You have a heat meter on one side, an HP meter on the other, so you do have to manage between taking damage and using your weapons, which create heat. So you can't actually use your weapons or your techniques infinitely, which is what makes the game sort of like balanced, if you will. So this is They Came From the Sky 2. It is sort of a more budget release for this week, but it is one that if you're in the market for maybe a really simple budget game, it might be a very strong consideration for next week. And there we have the interesting games, in my opinion, for this week on the Switch. I do want to throw it out there. Next week is going to be a huge week with the release of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. So do keep that in mind if you are budgeting before dropping any major bucks on any games this week. If you do want to pick up Zelda next week, I do want to throw that out there because we are getting extremely close. And for example, picking up Karate Kid for $40 this week, and then a $60 Zelda game next week might be a lot of money.